What's up, people? This is the Gunatic Fringe. This is aka Gunther, aka Toru Yano, aka Genki Horoguchi Main, aka not the Plantain Supernova because I can't do that. What I got here is Mr. OrtizontheAir, and I am your host, Doc. How you doing, Ortiz?
I'm doing all right. Those are some pretty good AKAs, I gotta say. Like you got the boys in you. You got the boys in you.
Hey, I have to pay tribute to the art because those boys. I miss them. I miss them so much. I miss the Bodega Boys, and
You and me both, man. We miss them so dearly. Like in this day and age, we need them now more than ever.
hey, I mean, all respects to Victoria Light, Rainy, Lizbel. I still like the show.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, but
of course.
yeah, the art evolves. That's how I see it, and you know, I just thank them for giving me the inspiration to come out with something that I want to do. Um, and if y'all are confused, yes, this is a wrestling podcast, but sometimes when you go looking for someone to talk to, there's no better conversation to go to than go to Bodega Hive here. And
You're
yeah, so I got Ortiz here, and my first question, brother, is like, how'd you get into wrestling, bro?
so I got into wrestling like early doors. Like I was about I want to say like 4 or 5. I was kind of living in Florida by the same time we were getting ready to move to Cookeville. I was watching around late Attitude Era, early Ruthless Aggression era,
Oh,
kind of
okay.
around that middle point.
Hey,
And,
that's a good
I was
era, bro.
watching guys like, no, really, no, really. I was watching guys like Edge, Undertaker during his American Badass ordeal. Like I still have Rolling by Limp Bizkit downloaded on my phone. Like and
Hey,
I play that often. Like that is
hey,
a banger.
hey.
Um, there, hmm?
One time I wanted Undertaker to come out to the Roland remix. That would have been hard.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. That would have been nuts. And bear in mind, like this was before we realized he went full MAGA. But I mean,
Yeah,
regardless, it's whatever.
yeah, that's whatever.
Uh, but yeah, dude, like Undertaker was lit. Edge was awesome. Friggin' Kurt Angle was just destroying people. This was like when we started seeing like Brock Lesnar, before everything happened.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's neither here nor there. Fact is, like back then, dude was a actual beast. Like he was gonna be the next big thing, and to a degree, he was. He
yeah.
was 100% the next big thing. He was he was incredibly gifted, and like his match at WrestleMania 19 with Kurt Angle, holy cow! Like they went to war with each other,
Man, brother,
and
he knocked himself out with that shooting star and got back up, and it made it look seamless. But that's when you're
like
working with the one of the
he
goats,
looked
though.
no, really, like he was incredible
Yeah,
in that match, and like that's when like you got some good young stars on your hands. Like shout out to Ohio Valley Wrestling because like
yeah,
those guys, like OVW, that
yeah.
class of like Cena, Orton, uh,
Batista,
Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, Batista, yeah, like
Maven.
that era of OVW became the ruthless aggression era that we know and love.
Yeah,
And like
yeah, bro.
it's insane.
Me and my anime friends, when we talk about this era, we call them the generation of miracles. Shouts to Kuro's basketball, but it's
Yeah.
insane when you look at that lineup. It's like legend after legend after legend, and like is it's insane. And then like you go like even like what like 2 3 years later, you add on like a Bobby Lashley, you add on like a Carlito. It's like it's nuts, you know.
Yeah, and then like you go into like the backstories of some of these other stars, like Carlito, he's Carlos Colon. He's
Yeah,
one of the members of the Colons, like one of the biggest wrestling families in Puerto Rico.
yeah,
Like
Wepa.
it's insane. Yeah, no, really. And like you now see all of these legends of the Puerto Rican game. Uh Friggin' like now we got Damian Priest,
Yeah.
who former world heavyweight champion. Like he's a Yankees boy. Like he did promo work for the Yankees, and apparently he was on MLB Network earlier. Dude
No.
is killing it, and he did a match with freaking Bad Bunny and had a good match out of it. Like
Hey, people sleep
first
on Bad
off,
Bunny, but
how the hell did yeah, like how the hell did Bad Bunny do Met Gala, then the Grammys, then Backlash in like a span of a couple weeks? Like,
hey,
bro is not human and he needs to be studied.
and he's still like one of the biggest, and he has movies, and he's like calling for like Puerto Rican independence. That dude
Damn straight.
is man, makes you think like what WWE could have in him or could have had if they didn't go with the Kill Tony guy. But who cares? Who cares?
Yeah,
Maybe another Tony goes after him. Never know.
please.
Yeah, man. So like, it's good to see like it's good like to see all this happen for for like todos los Latinos, but also like
Hmm.
Puerto Rico in general to have like that look. I went into this like in another discussion I had where people sleep on the influence that Puerto Rico had because I don't know if you noticed, but without Puerto Rico, you don't get Memphis. Without Puerto Rico, you don't get ECW. Without Puerto Rico,
That's true.
you don't get FMW in Japan because like
Hmm.
those dudes like Onita, Great Muta,
Yep.
they did like their excursion in Puerto Rico, and they learned all this stuff, all the blood, all the guts, all the character work. It all stems from
Yep.
Puerto Rico, and I
Yep.
always
I
try to
mean,
put
the
over
thing
these
about it is
territories.
like, and the thing about it is like, you don't really like. I'll expand that even further. Like, forget if you don't have Latinos, you don't have if you don't have Puerto Rico, you don't have a whole lot of this. The fact of the matter is, if you don't have Latinos, period, you do not have some of the best wrestling right now.
Oh man,
Period.
yeah,
Bar none. Like
yeah,
you don't have AAA, you don't have CMLL, you don't have ECW, you don't have NJPW, you don't have none of that.
yeah, yeah,
So the fact that like there are so many people against Latinos and just existing and doing their thing is
yeah,
mind-boggling to me because they're giving you the best wrestling on the planet. Period.
yeah, bro. I mean, like I'm Filipino. It's weird that one of the one of the few Filipinos on the WWE roster, Joaquin Wild. It's funny that he's representing for the LWO when he's not Latino, but he knows what he knows what it means. But that's just funny to me.
Hmm.
And like
Yeah.
when I think about it, like lucha libre and like how it everybody kind of like without lucha you don't get like a lot of things happening. The modern style lucha libre, the modern style, what we see today on TV
You don't even get.
it all came from the
Yeah, you don't get.
cruiserweights.
Yeah, you don't get Rey Mysterio. You don't
Yeah,
get Chavo Guerrero. You don't get
yeah.
friggin' Dominic Mysterio. As much heat as he gets, and let's be real, he gets a lot of heat.
Oh, it's real
But
heat too.
if it wasn't for like, yeah, and like Lucha, if it wasn't for Lucha Libre, characters like Eddie Guerrero, characters like Rey Mysterio, characters like friggin' Dominic Mysterio, those guys
Yeah.
would not be here entertaining us right now. Period.
And if
And
it, yeah,
it.
yeah. Go ahead, bro. Hello.
Hello? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, man. Go off.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, because like if you look at it, CMLL is gonna be having its 92nd anniversary. CMLL is the
Hmm.
oldest ongoing wrestling promotion in the world. 92 years.
Oh yeah.
That's like that says it all, man. And that WWE wanted to buy AAA because they wanted to break into that market. To me, a little bit. I mean, it shows like the value of like a company like that. But also, a part of me sees it as like what I call like a new wave colonization. Because what I think what
Yeah.
they said was like Conan said like, oh, all my stars now have to learn how to speak English and work like WWE style. And I'm like, that's not lucha. That's not the culture, and that's like That's like a little bit
No, it's not.
concerning, but like, what can you do?
It's also incredibly monopolistic.
Yeah, it's like they're going backwards to where they were before, and that's something that also came from like TKO, like even before, like so UFC with Zuffa when they bought Pride and stuff, and then they absorbed Strikeforce and Elite XC and all this stuff. It's like the same kind of like mentality, and like personally, MMA is not the same without Pride. MMA is not the same without Strikeforce because like there's nowhere else you can work, and then those guys are also being manipulated
Yeah,
for their contracts, and we saw that with like the what is it called that lawsuit they had, and
yeah,
it's like ridiculous, and that's what I see happening with the pro wrestling is I feel like sometimes like because I guess like what the news is like WWE working with CMLL, WWE working with like a Marigold and a Noah in Japan to like I
yeah.
don't know. It's like kind of and like like WWE took over pretty much the UK and European scene, so it's just like I don't know if you remember when Triple H had that NXT World Map and like people were making fun of him,
Yeah,
but look at us now.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That was bad.
yeah,
That was a
but
sign of things to come.
yeah,
Oh dear. I actually, okay, so about that, I have watched, so here's the crazy thing. When that was happening, I
yeah,
was in my phase of watching like UK independent wrestling. I
yeah,
was watching stuff like ICW, which is basically if ECW was Scottish. Uh, and I was also watching Progress at the time. Now,
yeah,
the crazy thing was WWE yanked all of their talent. There was word circulating that through stuff like What Culture and what would later be Cultaholic,
yeah,
that allegedly, they were going to allow these superstars that were taken from the UK independent scene to work elsewhere in like other promotions and everything.
yeah,
Yeah, that didn't happen. They ended up locking them to exclusivity deals where they could only wrestle for WWE sanctioned stuff, which meant they couldn't do Rev Pro. They couldn't do, there was another one. They couldn't do Japanese promotions at
yeah,
all, period, full stop. They could only do those two promotions that WWE, quote unquote, partnered with, which was ICW and Progress. And
yeah,
the crazy thing was that they ended up taking ICW and Progressive content and putting them onto Peacock.
yeah,
And once that partnership was up, they just disappeared off the face of the planet, as far as like the content was concerned.
yeah,
So they were stuck having to keep all of their content locked behind their their own respective streaming services, ICW On Demand and Demand Progress.
yeah,
And what's even crazier is that those, in my honest opinion, those promotions haven't recovered since.
yeah.
Like in that era, those were the golden age for for independent British
Yeah,
wrestling, basically. And they had guys like Trent Seven. They had guys like who we now know as Joe Hendry. They had guys like freaking. They had guys like Wolfgang,
yeah,
who like he was. You could tell Wolfgang was inspired by Lucha Libre, and the fact that he was able to do it as big as he is, like he was impressive. Like
hey,
dear God, he was impressive. And the matches he had in ICW were phenomenal. Joe Henry as well. Like we talk about him currently, but people don't understand. Like he came from very humble beginnings, for God's sakes. At
he's
one point,
a
legitimately,
yeah.
like we were talking about. Go ahead.
No, yeah, yeah. He's a name right now. He he came from like a shoot background. I think he came from a shoot background actually.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not only that, but he was a big name in the Brit wrestling scene back then. He was first like started off as like the local hero in ICW. Then he became like the prestigious one. Da, da, da.
yeah,
But one of the crazy things was that at a WCPW event, which was What Culture Pro Wrestling, and this doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. However, you could probably still find the VOD somewhere. On a WCPW show, Refuse to Lose, I believe,
mm,
he had a match with Kurt Angle, and he had a good match with Kurt Angle. Like that was huge. And allegedly, he self-funded that. Like he got loans to self-fund that match to actually occur, which was crazy to think about, man.
Yeah, I think what we say now is the marks are in the ring. So I
Yeah.
I yeah, it's really interesting to see like where wrestling was like 10 years ago and then to see where it is right now. And like to that point of WWE owning like that ICW and Progress footage, they also own Dragon Gate USA footage, which to me
Yeah.
that's insane. Because like Dragon Gate, like over like WrestleMania weekend, they had their first US shows like in like years since Dragon Gate USA closed down, and like they had their first shows, and they can't even reference it. They can't bring up Freedom Gate. They can't bring up anything like that because it's all owned by the WWE. So like this stuff, I mean, like before when we were like talking about like WWE owning this stuff, 10 years ago, I guess it would be like 11 years ago when the network first started. I thought it was cool, right?
Yeah.
Because they were buying like
Yeah.
old libraries to showcase like the old stuff, like the hidden gems part of the network. That was like some of
Hmm.
my favorite stuff because like they even had like Stampede, they had WWC on there with Carlos Colon, and I think they even had like
Yeah.
the Ric Flair Carlos Colon title switch on there for like a little bit, and like
Hmm.
it was cool like seeing that because like you're never gonna see that. You're never like those promotions are dead, whatever, right? So it's cool to
Yep.
see like these historical context, like oh okay, I guess. But then like nowadays
Yeah.
with this more current stuff, you're like, oh man, this is just like when they will talk about WWE coming to territory, pay off the network or pay off the promoter to say, hey, either you're going to play ball or we're just gonna take all your wrestlers and this is what happens. And
Yeah. No, really.
yeah, but that's like that's I guess part of what it happens. That's a part of what happens, and like what can you do when billion dollar companies buy up properties and this is what happens. I mean, like even like if you look at let's say look at AEW, like how they purchased Ring of Honor and they kind of I'm not sure if I would say they done nothing with it, but it's like kind of like Ring of
It's not where
Honor.
it used to be.
Yeah, Ring of Honor. What it was like its own thing, right? It was
It gave us Tyler Black in frigging like it gave us Tyler Black, which we now know is Seth Rollins. It gave us CM Punk and the Summer of Punk. It gave us Brian freaking Danielson. It
yeah.
gave us Samoa Joe. Like
It gave us
Ring of Honor, what happened to you?
yeah.
Look at how they massacred my boy.
Yeah, but like that 2020 the pandemic killed a lot of businesses like back then. I know as you
No,
know.
really.
Like cuz if you also look at 2019 New Japan runs Madison Square Garden with Ring of Honor.
Yep.
New Japan was running like Texas stadium shows. They were doing stadium shows here in
Yep.
America. They ran a G1 card in
Yep.
America. They ran
Oh yeah.
a and 2020 comes, that's all wiped away. It's wiped away,
Yeah.
and it's kind of sad.
Nuked from orbit.
Yeah, and what we have left in the United States is we have like we have WWE, we have AEW, and you have to make do with what you have. And like
Yeah, that's
what
it.
what was soon was the older indie scene. When we have like a thriving indie scene, we had like West Coast Pro, we had like PWG, we had well, like
Oh,
Defy is still good.
PWG.
Defy was still good. I personally, I was going to PWG since about 2003, 2004. So my whole reference
Mhm.
for like Brian Danielson, I didn't watch any of the RH DVDs, but he would come through to PWG. Him and CM
Mhm.
Punk and Joe would all work PWG. So that's where like my point of reference with them starts at. And
Yeah.
we don't really see anything like that anymore. We don't see like a super indie like what
No.
PWG became like in the 2010s. That's where we got like Ricochet, Steen,
Yeah.
Generico. We saw all these guys like Adam Cole. I mean Adam Cole also ROH, but like
Baby.
but everybody blew up from PWG, and like what Regal would come and pretty much say, "Oh, Keith Lee, Walter,
Yeah,
that,
dude. Keith
I'm
Lee,
I'm gonna
freaking
take him."
Walter. Dude, those guys were the bomb back then, like
Yeah,
legitimately. And what's even worse is that like there was a promotion that housed like a lot of these independent talents and showed them off in such a good way. It was Evolve. And now WWE owns them and turns them into a Tubi show.
yeah,
Like
but
what is happening? What is happening to the industry? I love
yeah, man.
like yo.
I mean, like, I still, I know people make fun of me for this a little bit, but like, I still like that there's MLW out there because like AEW and WWE weren't bringing Jacob Fatu yet, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Where did Jacob Fatu
Yeah.
work? MLW.
MLW, yep.
And like,
And the fact that they've been like having an active YouTube influence is just mwah, chef's kiss. Yes,
yeah.
please.
And we talk about like also the lucha influence. Like they're selling out shows. It might not be big arenas, but they're selling out shows because they're having Mystical, Neon,
Hmm.
Dorada,
Yeah.
all being flown in to work because like they know like the audience, the Hispanic audience, the Latino audience. Like honestly, I would think I was talking about it with one of my friends. We were saying, shout out numbers, shout out Turo. Like when you got like blue collar people that want to come to your show, they want to see themselves represented, and that's why like a person like a Mystical or a Dorado or like someone even like Rey Mysterio, like someone that comes from like humble beginnings, it appeals to like the
Hmm.
masses, and that's why like
Hmm.
somebody like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Eddie Guerrero,
Hmm.
or like even like
Hmm.
John Cena. John
Hmm.
Cena represents like so many white people who came from like a hard upbringing. Even though I know he didn't really come up in a hard upbringing, but like his look, his demeanor, like some trill white boys like that.
Oh yeah.
And then if you look at how he came up in LA, like he came up like came there as a bodybuilder with nothing, and like he was training just
Hmm.
because like he was a big fan, and like Samoa Joe was like they were both in the same class. Him, Samoa Joe, Kazarian, where they were both learning all at the same time. And people think like John Cena is like a pure like WWE creation. Nah, he was doing this like in Los Angeles and like the Roxy bar, trying to get this work done, and I think like when it comes to that point, it's like we often like just mischaracterize wrestlers as like what did they call him on what did he call Cody? He called Cody fake, too perfect, too rehearsed, and not genuine at
Yeah.
all. And you know what? That promo hit me because I'm like, yeah, I mean, Cody is popular, but like a lot of what he became in WWE, that's not what got him popular outside of WWE. It's like kind of like a manufactured character he came up with, and it's crazy because like when I watch his stuff, like when he was in like AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, like he had like this kind of pizzazz, for lack of a better word, to him, where he would like go out,
Hmm.
talk shit, get heat. Um, Fuck, man, it's so
Even get his
weird.
wife involved.
Yeah, it's like yo, like when John Cena hit that promo on him, and then his comeback was, "Yeah, I sold my soul for these people," and I'm just like, that kind of response is just exactly why. And then the fans kind of eating it up a little bit, kind of, but you heard the reaction, the dearth in reaction between those two. It's like the
Hmm.
fans stood with John Cena for a reason because they feel or like they felt that he's more representative of what they are as a fandom because we're talking about people who grew up as John Cena fans versus like maybe this 2 3 years of Cody being like on top, and you see how the fans are reacting to that. But I digress. My man, you surprised me with all your wrestling knowledge, bro. So like, what was it about the wrestling that like really pulled you into the wrestling?
Mainly like just number one, the athleticism, because
Oh
it's
yeah.
like it's like an all it's a common joke, but it basically does feel like redneck anime sometimes. I swear to God. And it's like it's fantastic how like some of these wrestlers are able to perform their craft and do it with little to almost no issues. Hi Matthew, Botchamania, how you doing?
Promo Joe.
But yeah, exactly, exactly. But it's amazing what a lot of these guys are capable of, as well as the stories that they're able to tell. It really is the great escape that, let's face it, we need right now.
Yeah,
But it's so good to like see these stories play out and play out in real time rather than, having to do like some all kinds of crazy time skips like moving forward, but then going back to understand important context. Like, no, we're understanding the story as it happens in real time, full stop.
yeah,
And it's really fascinating to like watch happen.
yeah. I don't think wrestling gets lauded for that their kind of storytelling where it's an ongoing story and like references to the past and things that happened in the past still matter in the present time. Like when we
Yep.
see like what's it called? Like okay, for lack of better, like bloodline, right? So
Yeah.
family is family. That's like the whole thing. Jey Uso said he's bringing the belt back to the family. He brought the belt to the family. Jacob said he'd bring back the belt to the family. He brought a belt to the family. I mean,
Hmm.
there's still like bad blood there, but there's at the end of the day, they're still for the family, and they're gonna come back to that, and you know it's gonna be like something else, especially like, you know. But it's just
There's
like,
long-term storytelling.
yeah, you don't really see that much. I mean, I guess you would see that in something maybe like Dragon Ball, which has like decades worth of stories to go back to, which they kind of did with Super. But
Yeah.
like you still have those breaks in between, and like wrestling, there is no breaks. Everything just is continuous, and like
There's not that much filler. Like
yeah,
in normal anime, a lot of times you see like there's filler episodes, like, oh, this one is skipple or anything.
yeah, the beach
Nowadays,
episode.
because exactly, exactly. But nowadays you don't see like that much filler in wrestling. There have been some in the past, and thankfully the person that created those filler episodes is now gone. But in nowadays, like you don't see that much filler episodes. There's still some importance, even in like some of the episodes that you feel like maybe this could have skipped. There was still some importance to that episode as far as the story was concerned. So
Yeah,
it makes sense. Like there's gonna be long-term storytelling and good long-term storytelling in the process.
yeah,
So now, granted, not all of them are gonna be, bang on complete bangers.
yeah.
However, there's still some good ones in there.
I
Like
mean,
not everything's gonna work, and it's a
yeah,
creative process. You sometimes you're just gonna throw something on the wall and pray to God it sticks.
yeah. I mean, I like that we're in year two of Swerve and Hangman, and then they kind of switch roles in between. And like, there's this up and down and give and take that's like you don't see like in other
Yep.
kinds of like. I mean, you do see it in other kinds of media, but it's like it's performed differently, where everything is like tied to what they did in the past, and then like it goes on and they move forward from it. A lot of the times, like on
And the best part
TV,
is it
someone
makes them
dies.
feel human.
Yeah,
It makes them feel actually like actual human beings rather than actors in a play. Like it actually lets them be human for God's sakes, rather
yeah.
than just some cookie cutter bollocks that we watched in like the 70s and 80s. Shout out Hulk Hogan, though not really because he's also a racist asshole. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, hey man, like if I look like to the past, like and I look at stuff like so my mom when she came to America, like I guess in the Philippines they had watched I guess WWF was big in the Philippines. So like
Hmm.
my mom was big into like fucking Bob Backlund, right? And so
Yep.
like it's always funny to see like what kind of characters hit like on an international level, because like to us when we see it like on the outside, like because when Bob Backlund came back in like in '93, that popped my mom big time. We bought the Royal Rumble just to see him, just to see him. We didn't buy the Rumble, we had a black box, but I told my mom
Of
like,
course.
hey, Bob Backlund's back, and she popped at it. She was like excited like, oh, that's my favorite. Did you know that's my favorite? And I'm like, yes, mom. Every time you tell us about like going to Madison Square Garden to watch Bob Backlund and Snooker, and like, yeah, like that stuff. That's
Like,
funny to
yes,
me.
mom, I know you're a big fan of Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is I relate to that, but I relate much later because, and I hope to God my mom does never find this episode, but my mom used to have a shrine of The Rock when she was before she was married. I
Hey,
swear to God,
yo,
she had a fucking cowl of The Rock in the back of her closet, and she had like The Rock paraphernalia, and she loved that dude.
damn.
If only she knew how much of an asshole The Rock actually is.
Hey,
But I
man.
don't think she gives a shit.
Nah,
Like
you.
she loved The Rock. Like
Yeah.
back then, like there was a love for The Rock, like in those days, as your mom had love for Backlund back then.
Yeah.
Like dear God, like the right superstar can go have any mommy go absolutely nuts.
Hey, you know what? Like, as like we get on, you know who my mom went crazy for?
Ooh.
She went crazy for Booker T. Like, she
Oh,
she said like,
oh.
that's a handsome man. You know, that's a handsome man. You know who I like? I like Booker T because he's handsome. I'm like, yo, I mean, shouts to Harlem Heat, but
Uh,
like, that's that.
yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. But
I don't
like,
know. I don't know about that one, Chief. Nope. Well, I'm out. I'm out. And it's like that was me the moment like my mom's freaking what is it? Her her shrine. When the moment I saw that, I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. Nope. I'm gone. Nah, yeah, you keep that over there. You keep that shit away from me. I'm not dealing with that.
yeah, I like
Nope, nope.
when you hear your mom talk about like how handsome he is. Oh, tell me when his match is on. Hey, oh, what's he doing now? You're just like, rest in peace, mom. It's you're just like, you're just like, oh man, that makes me think like, you know, we see things through a male lens, right? So there's also a
Yeah,
female lens how they're watching things. So I know my mom is watching wrestling a different way than I'm watching wrestling. So shouts to the
yeah.
ladies.
No, that's true.
And
That's true. We love them. We love them to
yeah,
pieces.
it's interesting to see that, man. And it is. And I'm happy you're also coming at this from like a generational fan kind of thing, because like it's funny to because like my dad when we put it on, he's like, "Why are you watching this fake bullshit?" And like my mom was like, "Oh, turn it up, right?" So it's like funny having like that dichotomy of like behaviors with it. And when I run into other people who are like encouraged, like, "Oh yeah, you can watch it. That's cool." That's always funny to me because like it's like I always hear like the one side but not the other side too much, you know.
Yeah,
So
which makes it even more frustrating when, like, in like those that early 2000s kind of ruthless aggression slash PG era,
yeah,
like it would piss me off to no end when my mom would prioritize her watching The Hills over me watching Monday Night Raw.
hey,
Like I wanted to watch Monday Night Raw, and she wanted to watch The Hills. It's like, but SmackDown ain't till Friday. Like you can wait. I want to watch my show now. But like she was the mom of the house. She had the remote control. She wanted to watch her stories. Like I was like, all right, that's it. I'm out.
hey,
Peace.
your
And I
mom
just, it,
look, your mom wanted to live that life of like the rich white teenagers of the Orange County. So like, what you gonna do?
yeah, yeah, that was the thing back in the day. That was the thing.
Hey,
And I'm glad it's dead.
hey, man, you know like all those reality shows from back then. It's funny, like, cause what was it? Cause who was that? I Love New York. That's where David Otunga came from, right? And like,
Yeah, yeah, because he was with Halle Berry at the time,
okay,
right? Or was
no,
it
no,
was
that
it
was
Halle Berry or Jennifer Hudson?
a long time ago, bro. But yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
did
think it
end
was
up
Hudson, but
he did end up with Hudson with Jennifer Hudson.
yeah,
Yeah, and like I also remember like the Miz was on Road Rules Real World thing, and I guess he used that
yeah, he
money
was
to
on
pay
Real
for his
World back
wrestling
to New
school.
York.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
so it's funny like I mean, do you know a story about the Miz and when you and Tough Enough?
Yeah, Yeah, and
So like
that was crazy. Like,
he had the choice between going to, he was about to go to the Noah dojo, so he was about to like learn from like Akiyama, Kobashi, Misawa, but then WWE came calling and said like, hey, we got you, and he went to WWE because like that's his dream. But imagine a
he would
world,
not have survived.
imagine a world,
Guarantee he would not have survived.
imagine a world where the Miz is actually like seen as a pro legend, one of the stiffest.
Oh
I can't even
God,
finish that
no.
thought. I can't even finish that thought.
No,
But
no, don't even
imagine
bother.
like
Do not pass go.
the Miz and Bryan Danielson were working each other in 2006 at the in a Noah opener, or the Miz versus Kenta in 2005. Imagine that world.
Miz would be dead.
Oh my god.
Miz would be dead.
Hey, you
Get
never
off
know
like
what,
a dick.
like, so you know how he does that one move where he does like that neck break, the knee neck breaker to the knee and then the neck breaker? That comes from Kenta
Yeah.
Kobashi. So like there is probably all Japan Noah head in the Miz, and that's funny to me, and I don't know why nobody's ever asked him about it, besides Colt Cabana like almost like 15 years ago. But that's
Yeah.
funny to me that there's a world where where the Miz was in Noah, prime Noah too. That's crazy. But
That's a crazy timeline.
yeah, and like yeah, we talked about like all these wrestlers, right? And representation. So my question to you is
Mhm.
like, what does representation in wrestling mean to you? Because we in this more current time period,
Mhm.
this current day period fucking sucks.
Mhm.
But we
Oh,
also do
mighty.
see guys in all different promotions of all different shapes, colors, sizes, whatever,
Mhm.
represented in the on our TV. And
Mhm.
like when it comes to, I know like a lot of people they lambaste the bloodline for being culture vultures. But that goes on to say a lot of people have never gone to Long Beach or gone to the Bay Area. Yeah, that I mean, to like and like
Mhm.
interacted with like Samoans, Usos, Polynesians. Because like if you knew a Polynesian from like Long Beach or from like Stockton, this is like representation for them. And
Mhm.
I'm seeing like brown skinned people, like the Polynesians or like the Latinos, like Damian Priest and like the Lucha Bros, and
Mhm.
seeing them in
Yeah.
like that kind of thing, like how does that make you feel to see like people that kind of look like us and be in those kind of positions on TV and being promoted like as stars and like people who are like a really big part of the show.
Oh yeah, like genuinely, it warms my heart to see guys like Damian Priest get big main event pushes,
Yeah.
and it warms my heart even more to see Zelina Vega win the women's United States Championship. As of the
Uh-huh.
recording of this podcast, uh, I just want to put that disclaimer out there because this may age very poorly, but yeah, the fact that she currently has the like women's United States Championship, it just warms my heart. You know, she not only is she Hispanic, but she's big in the fighting game community. She's huge, and like she cosplayed as Jury in Street Fighter Six during the Royal Rumble at one point. She cosplayed as Vega from Street Fighter during one point at the Royal Rumble, and she's a massive nerd. Like she is a huge weeb, and the fact that she's married to Aleister Black, like makes that make sense. Like they're completely separate. Like I've seen her streams. Like Zelina will go full anime nerd, and uh Aleister Black, real name Tom Budgeon, he's just nonchalant. Like I deal with this every day. It's fine. I don't give a shit.
Hey,
It's just
hey,
beautiful.
you,
Stay magnifique.
hey, you know what?
And like seeing them.
Not to be a sushi
No, go
boy,
ahead.
but you know why he deals with it.
Hey, hey, you
Hey,
know. But yeah, like seeing those guys get those pushes is just tremendous. And seeing like Damian Priest become a massive star, like outside of the ring, he's doing like hype intros for the Yankees for when they went to the World Series last year. My grandmother, currently in heaven, is still shaking her fist at them for losing. But
hey,
regardless, the
Dodger
fact
blue all
that
day. Doyers, Doyers, Doyers. I'm sorry.
no.
I
Sorry. No, no, no. I gotta represent the Yanks for my late abuela. I gotta represent the Yankees for my late abuela.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like seeing Damian Priest, like he's apparently like there, a video just posted to my YouTube feed just a moment ago
Yeah.
where he's on the MLB Network talking with them. Like he's out there doing so much different things and becoming a much bigger star than what he originally was as Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor. I'll be honest with you, but holy shit, like it's fantastic to see people who are, like me, like getting these big pushes and everything. And even in business, as much as we like to clown on him, Tony motherfucking Khan, he's autistic as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just be real with you.
It's
Like,
good to see
he
a
is
brown man on
aut-
top.
honestly, honestly, and the fact that he's also autistic. Like, I'm autistic, like
Yeah.
legit. I have two freaking diagnoses from when I was both 3 and 18. The fact that a man and the fact that a man with autism is in high power in a wrestling company just warms my frigging heart because it makes me feel validated in that I'm going for a position of power myself, either running my own company or running someone else's. Whatever the case may be, I can do it because there are people like Tony Khan who can. And
Yeah.
it's just wonderful. Sorry, I had
No,
a
man.
little moment there. I'm sorry.
That's beautiful, man. Like people don't understand, right? Because like a South Asian dude like Tony Khan, he comes into the wrestling space and people just see him like as a nerd and outsider or whatever. Motherfucker got $2 billion. His company's evaluated at $2 billion.
Yeah.
That's a
And bro,
fact.
like bro has been seen in crowds for wrestling events already. Like he
Well,
was at All In.
he was at
Like
Wrestle
bro,
Kingdom. He was in the.
yeah.
If you watch
I was like,
ECW arena shows, he was in the arena as a mutant. So
yeah. So I don't know why people call him like an outsider when he is clearly a fan. Like this makes no sense to me.
well, like
But I'm sorry, I'm getting off my soapbox. I'm getting off my soapbox. There we
hey,
go.
hey, no, man. I encourage that. I encourage that because, like, too many times. As I know, as a Filipino, I've been told like, "Hey, you're too loud. You gotta come down. You gotta turn that music down." I know you probably like, and
Oh,
like, like in our
bro.
in my professional life, I had to code switch so many fucking times to like, I, uh, but
It's
it,
ridiculous. Oh
yeah.
my
So
God.
I like having this space where we two can talk how we want to talk, even if it's brazy or whatever, to just like get it off our chest and say like, "Hey, yo,
I'm
Tony
right.
Khan is representing for autism, for neurodivergence, because
That's right.
I have ADHD, so I know what the plight is. So it's just like,
Yeah.
and to be a
And it
success,
was
to be a
crazy.
success, he's a
Crazy to
success.
like, yeah. No, really. And the fact that, like, there have been people all of our lives who have been, like, telling us that we're never going to amount to anything, that we're going to be stuck in some sort of mental institution, we're never going to have a job, we're never going to live on our own, all that shit. And yet, here are people who are already doing it who have the same exact shit that I do.
Yo,
Like, it's absolutely asinine how people still think like this, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., you prick. Sorry.
hey,
Ooh.
that dude wants to put
Ooh.
us on a farm, bro. They want to put us in
Hell
farms.
no.
Look, look,
Hell no.
my people, they came here to work on farms to make money to provide for the people back home. All right, like I don't know, you know this, Delano Grape Farm,
Oh, yeah.
all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
But like he wants to put us in fucking farms to get over
You
our
put us on a
mental
database.
illness. That like what the fuck is that?
Fuck you on. God damn.
God
Sorry.
damn. Bro.
Like,
Hey, they want to put children back in the mines. That's what the
nah,
whole
fuck that.
man. That's the whole thing. They want child labor back, but hey, we go into the
Fuck that.
politics sometimes, so bump that shit. Fuck that. And,
Yeah.
and like, we walked around it earlier, but like the there is a problem, right? Like when WWE Pro Wrestling brings
Mhm.
in the people that we're trying to escape from, and like pushes that in the forefront
Yeah.
as trying to help like to push the company, and I'm just like, yo, okay, keep that away from me. And I know people bring up Jericho and his wife being on the January 6th and all that shit, but like, has Jericho ever brought that shit
And
up on
also
TV?
freaking No, no, and I'd rather he didn't. And
Yeah,
then there was Roman Reigns who outed himself as MAGA. Like, what the actual fuck, bro? Like,
before going to Hollywood.
WrestleMania yeah, WrestleMania this year alone had like some of the worst PR I have ever seen. Like,
It's-
you had first off Tony Hinchcliffe just as a whole. That guy in particular, by the way. Like, I feel like I haven't stressed this enough. Fuck Tony Hinchcliffe. I hope he dies in a fire.
Hey, but
Allegedly.
you
But
know, like the guy. I have this I have this conspiracy, this theory, because you know Triple H tries to get all these like photos with like he got that photo. He went to the Lara Trump like election night celebration party. He went to that UFC
yep,
and took like those photo ops with Trump. You know, well, his mother-in-law is and his father-in-law are like deeply tied to the Trumps. I mean, Linda McMahon is in the fucking cabinet right now. So, and if you look at it, like they had like that roast, right? I know, whatever.
yeah,
This. I know we're talking
yeah.
about old. This might be old now when it
The
comes out, but
crazy thing is,
but like,
allegedly, the audio from that roast was leaked.
oh,
It's
oh yeah,
all over the internet.
I listened to the audio, and like some of the shit people
It,
said, my God. So like, who got fired? Shayna Baszler got fired.
yep,
Strowman got fired. They talk shit about like
yep.
Jinder Mahal, who's not even in the company. It's just like,
That's royally fucked up. Like, why throw shade at someone who's not even in the fucking company to
yeah,
begin with?
they
Like, what the fuck?
and like if you look at it, so I know not outwardly, but like Braun Strowman is like he's a proud Jewish man, right? Shayna
Yeah,
Baszler, she's pansexual. I know she exhibits as like butch, and like other people like they just go after them, and these are all like people marginalized people. They're going after the
yeah,
marginalized people who can't speak up for themselves because if they speak for themselves, all of a sudden they're going to be seen as a troublemaker, and you
yeah,
and like I don't know like if people really saw this part about like as a person of color that fucking hits. Like you would
yeah.
see like shit said like at work, and then like it's someone in this position of power, and what are you gonna say if you say something? All of a sudden you're the squeaky wheel. Oh, we gotta make sure that that guy never does anything, and like
Yeah,
it kind of sucks.
they get buried or yeah, they get buried or creative as nothing for them or anything like that. And it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, what are you guys actually doing? Like, you're
Yeah,
proving the point here that you guys are a racist company.
and there
Like, it's that simple.
and then Triple H comes out at the end, makes these jokes, say if you didn't laugh, you're whatever, and then I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for when they drop when they put all the blame on all like the lower ratings, the low, all this stuff on Triple H. I can't wait to see what happens with that. And like
Yeah,
not to say like that The Rock is gonna come in and save the company and make everything better because like that dude doesn't care.
he won't.
That dude is just there just because his best friend is Nick Khan. That's the only reason he's there. And like
And a
to
check.
yeah, and the check. I mean like because what he dropped in because they couldn't sell tickets to Elimination Chamber. That
Yep.
that that's verifiable. And like and like he gave Triple H like the easiest layup. Okay, now he's a heel. Go ahead. And what did they deliver to us? And
Fuck all.
that's funny to me. That's funny to me. And like when we talk when you talk about The Rock being an asshole, I mean like going on your social media feeds, holding that shit up like for I know I'm about to age myself, but holding up at that MySpace angle, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh
Talking
my
about the
God.
mana, restoring the mana. Hey, Dwayne Johnson here, and you know, and I'm like, oh, all love to The Rock though, all love to The Rock, but like, it's just like you have there's something about that I know irritates people, and like the
Mhm.
direction of this company, whatever WWE is, the direction of AEW creatively, whatever. To me, it's not really inspiring me, but like what I do love is like there's these matches that are happening weekly on TV that we didn't see like you know like 10 years ago. We didn't see like this stuff 13, 14 years ago. All this like high level matches on free TV, and that's the only
Yeah.
thing I can look at like as like Well, at least if I
We
have these
had
matches,
freaking Stephanie Vaquera versus Io Sky just a few weeks ago.
that was good,
Like
man.
you would never thought that match would ever happen ever. Like two of the best women in the height of their careers, no less, having a incredible match. Now, granted, the ending was a little stupid,
Yeah,
disqualification, but regardless, fact of the matter is that match actually happened on
yeah.
television,
We had
not on pay per view.
That's right, man. We had Mercedes versus Athena live in Boston
Yes.
to open the show, and like the during like one of the biggest weeks in wrestling, and like they killed it.
Yeah,
And that's like
absolutely.
it's great to see people be put in these positions to succeed. You know, Uh, I'm
Hmm.
just saying, quality of the show is whatever, but to see people being put in positions to where they can be seen as seen, just to be seen, because I remember like I don't know, I just wish it was better, and like we're here talking,
Yeah,
and like we're talking about like a little bit like stuff, but like I just love thinking about like what made wrestling good to me, right? And like
hmm,
part of the representation part, it does make me feel really good nowadays. Like I'm happy when I was like when I was 20, I had Batista, right?
yeah.
Because like and like before Batista, I didn't really have anybody. So it's like cool to see like Batista grow from pro wrestler to fucking one of the best actors. Uh, I don't know if you've ever watched like Knives Out 2 and all this other
Yeah,
stuff, but
dude
like
is a fantastic actor.
yeah,
He is a fantastic actor and an even better human being.
yeah, it's
Like
cool, man.
legitimately.
Oh man, him being real and like being real cool and being an ally and being willing to represent his cult for his cultures, like because he represents hard for
Hmm.
Greek and Filipinos, and it's cool to see like him like actually come out in favor of like for the gay rights for the like he adopts like all these dogs and saves them from like the euthanasia list and all this stuff, and he's like my idol. my wife
He's
always,
fantastic. He
yeah,
is,
my wife always tells me
yeah,
like
he's absolutely
this is a
fantastic.
guy like this is actually someone that you should look up to because like
Hmm.
what he's done, what he came up from is like his story is like interesting, and like you know and I keep going to like representation. It's like it's hard. You don't really see people like I don't really see people that are like me on TV or in movies. I didn't see that when I was growing up, but I'm seeing that now, and it's cool to see that now. I'm sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure, like white folks don't get what we're talking about because they'll probably look at WWE and see like, oh, it's a really shitty show. Fuck that wrestling, whatever. But like, there's like another like level to it, and to see people of all these different backgrounds come be able to be showcased on TV. That's pretty cool. And like I'm talking about representation, but let's talk about like who your favorite wrestlers are, man. Do you have a top five?
Uh, currently,
Yeah, currently. We
currently,
could go currently.
in no particular order, Damian Priest,
Okay.
Zelina Vega,
All right.
obviously. Uh,
WEPA.
yeah, no, really. Uh, as much as I hate his character, he does a damn good job of doing it. Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
Uh, Joe Hendry, for
All right.
obvious reasons. Uh, and I'm not gonna lie, Trick Williams.
Hey,
I've been liking Trick Williams' crash out on NXT.
hey, I believe Trick Williams has like an innate quality, a star quality to him, and they haven't really like pushed farther with him as a face. I mean, the crash out
Yeah,
is it's all right. It's all right right now, but like when I see him on TV, it's the same thing how I kind of feel like with Swerve, where like it's different. Like he's different than what like's been put on TV. I know people like say like oh like fucking mellow and all that, but like he there's a difference between him and Mello because he actually has a character beyond like, not to bury Mello, but like it's just like there's something about him, and not it's not just like that he's a little bit taller. It's not that he's just like handsome. Pause. It's not that I'm about to glaze him, but like the to see him evolve as a wrestler to from where he was like 3 years ago. He's going to be getting there, and like I guess working as a heel again is it's I don't know if he's really a heel. He's it's more like he's like
I think it's a tweener role.
yeah. So like, and I don't even think he's gonna be in NXT much longer based on like because
Yeah.
usually they have like the draft episodes coming up soon, and like
Yeah.
WWE is getting pretty desperate with all the bad PR from WrestleMania that they put on themselves. But yeah, that's a pretty
Ain't
strong.
that fact? I mean, they're already working on an evolution too, for God's sakes, because of some of the females that have come out and have said like they've been body shamed.
Yeah, just wait
Like,
for
oh God.
man, just wait for them to come out with they're gonna announce like their next Puerto Rico show to say, oh, see, we care.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it. We'll like mark this episode. We called it here first.
I mean,
The Puerto Rican and the Filipino are saying like they're gonna do a Puerto Rican show and they're gonna do a show in the Philippines because why the fuck not? Like they're gonna do it just for that good PR because they had a shit PR for WrestleMania season and unfortunately it's still going.
yeah, when all of those things are coming out, the audio from that fucking roast come out and all that stuff, and like WWE doesn't know what they know what their fan base is. They know that their fan base is mostly like the wrestling fan base is not the MAGA fan base. The wrestling fan base,
No.
and like when we look at the UFC fan base and like what happened to them, because I was big into MMA as you probably heard earlier. A lot of this Trump marketing stuff, it pushed away a lot of like the old time fans, and the people watching now were the people that are watching Fox News and all that stuff. So it's kind of weird to see that transition. But I digress.
I was a bit of a fan in MMA back then myself. I did see a little bit of Brock Lesnar's UFC career.
Oh, yeah.
I was also there. I saw on TV live the death of Strikeforce. It sucks, but what can you do? I mean, like that. Like through Strikeforce, I believe that actually introduced me to Mauro Ranallo, aka one of the best. Yeah, exactly. One of the best announcers in NXT history. I'm sorry, Vic Joseph and Booker T. You guys are great, but Mauro Ranallo will always be the GOAT, the bipolar rock and roller.
Yo,
stop,
yo, yo,
period.
and away we go. Yeah,
Exactly.
I like Mauro. I like Mauro. He's a really cool guy.
Oh, yeah.
Also representing for the Neurodivergence. Big ups to Mauro. Like it's it's cool, man. It's cool to see like this through a line, and it's a lot of me doing this show is I like making connections with people because no matter where you are in the world, and you've seen this, right? Because how long have you been on online wrestling fan?
Oh God, where do I begin? Oh God, let me see. I think I've been our squared circle was what got me to join Reddit.
Okay.
And I've been on Reddit for 11 years.
Yo.
Take with that what you will. I've been pretty active on the wrestling communities online. Again, shout out our squared circle.
Okay.
I'm a frequent poster there. I've posted a lot of like clips from like Corey Graves throwing his pen because he was upset with Elias or something, or friggin' Jack Jester from ICW copying Samoa Joe's note maneuver in ICW. Like that was fun.
Yeah.
God, those were some good times.
Yeah. Like, because I've been online for a long ass time, like since the 90s because I used to get up into the trading stuff. And like, it's funny for me to be just like a fat Filipino boy online in 1998, just like getting on AOL to type in wrestling and then going into those chat rooms and then finding like these finding like these chat rooms and like
AOL. Why do you have to age me so? God damn it.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
oh,
I was told that I'm officially that I've been unk status for the last 3 years and I didn't even know it. But this is washed hours. I go to sleep at like at 10
yeah.
o'clock at night. So that's late for me. Usually it's like 9:45. I like to eat my dinners
You're listening
early.
to Watch FM.
Yeah, you know, you know what it is.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh yeah.
it's cool to see like, cause I don't know what you were saying you were like from Florida or whatever. I don't want to like dox you,
Yeah.
but like you get like what I'm saying because you're in Florida. You're in Florida. You're talking to this
I'm
dude.
originally from Florida.
Yeah, and then you're talking to this dude in like the UK, who's also responding to a dude that's from like Australia, that's responding to a guy that's in Singapore, and then we're all talking about the same shit at the same time, and like
Yeah.
that's crazy,
It
right?
reminds me a lot of it reminds me a lot of not just like the wrestling communities of back then, but also like any other community that was active back then. I mean, I don't know if you remember the Adult Swim forums, for God's sakes.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
those were the days of like talking about anime and Aqua Teen Hunger Force and shit. And I mean, even then, like there was even a section called Incoherent Babbling where you could just post the dumbest shit you could ever say on the planet, and people would actually play along. Shout out to Uneven Edge. They're another forum. They're active right now, and they are bringing back the vibes of those old school Adult Swim
All
forums.
right.
And I've been active in them, and I've been participating in the inquiry dabbling. It's the best stuff on the planet if you just want to turn your brain off and say some of the dumbest shit and have a good time. Like, and people will actively play along. It's wonderful.
Hey, that's I've gone like on a journey through so many discords and been kicked out of so many discords. So like,
Oh,
when you find your peoples, it's a good thing. And like also, I like candy. Shout out to MCP pants. Um,
oh gosh, I was like, wait, what? Oh, MCT pants, yeah. God, it's been all of the episodes in my head are like a blur. It's like some merged with others. I'm like, wait, what? What episode was that? Hold on. Ah.
yeah, I like Hunger Teen. It's funny to me. It's so irreverent. It was so random. You know,
It's so stupid. I love it.
I
I
love.
actually bought a few episodes on YouTube,
Oh
and
yeah.
I have like legitimately, I created a playlist that I call my personal Adult Swim comedy block. I have adult Aqua Teen Hunger Force in there,
Yeah.
then Harvey Birdman, and
Oh,
then some more Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and then China IL. I don't know if you remember that one.
that's the one with the
Uh,
Hulkster on it, right?
yeah, Hulk is like the dean of the school.
Oh man. You know,
God. And
I
then I
also
also have
love.
like in between it, I also
Yeah.
have books.
Okay. The bumpers.
Yeah, the classic
Okay.
ones like Jay Dilla's music in it, or Nujabes' music in it,
Uh,
or hell, Flying Lotus's music. Dude, fucking Flying Lotus, he's amazing.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, man. It's such a good hit between like all of those things. And I find there's like always a big crossover of fandoms, like what we're talking now, wrestling, anime, cartoons, comic books, whatever, you name it. There's always
yep.
a big palpable like crossover between them. And like it's funny like you bring up like
Yeah, I
anime
mean,
this.
just look at Adult Swim right now doing Invincible Fight Girl. It's a wrestling cartoon that's inspired by anime.
Yeah. You got that.
Like,
Also like when I was a kid, I loved Ultimate Muscle. I loved Ultimate Muscle.
yeah, Ultimate Muscle. Oh my God,
Oh,
how did I forget that?
yo, did you
Jesus.
have you watched the new series on Netflix? Was that shit goes hard?
I have not. I have not. That I have to rectify that immediately. No, I remember like old school Ultimate Muscle back when there was a GameCube game.
Yeah.
Like, oh
Oh, we
gosh.
talk about the games, we talk about wrestling games. We talk about Ultimate Muscle when you get the special and you get with that commentary.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to hit the
I know
Kiniku Buster.
and the fact that one of those guys on commentary is James from Team Rocket
Yeah.
is even funnier.
Oh yeah.
Like you can just imagine James on wrestling commentary. Just,
He hits him with a. Oh, it's just so fun. That game is fun, and like Yo, you ever see that? I know. Shout out to the art when the Jesus and Mero were playing "Fight for New York" on YouTube.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. I
We
was
need to bring
hoping
that
to
shit
God like
back.
the boys would show up. I was hoping to God the boys would show up one day at an NXT like takeover event, just in the audience where they're like doing their thing. That never happened, and I'm upset because
Hey,
it's like you guys are into wrestling shit. It would have been perfect, but
yeah,
no,
you know they
no, and
are.
now I'm
They
sad.
are because they make these references like, and like if you're a head, or if you're a wrestling head, you know like, cause like, and like if you listen to like the episode, you know like Raimi and Mero still be watching. They were talking about like how they were talking about how in love they were with Roman the other week, I believe.
Yeah,
And like it would be cool. It would be cool like just to see them like spot on the spot like just showing up, but maybe.
yeah. Maybe when SummerSlam is in New York, New Jersey. I mean, hopefully. I mean, they got Cardi B for the fucking show. They could probably get like at least Mara. Like, come on,
Yeah, yeah,
he's right there.
yeah. Give the boy a bag. That's what I'm saying.
He's got that for a long time.
My guts is hurting. Um, yeah, man. It's good to see this crossover of all that stuff and like what I brought up earlier, like because I brought up Bodega Hive. There's something about a fandom that's organic, that comes from like the ground up, that follows like things that aren't like out in the mainstream. And Bodega Hive is like one of those fan bases like and like I love having the community, having like our own words, like you're my guts hurt, all that stuff. You drop that in there, Michael Anthony. Uh, it's the
Yeah,
same thing like when people drop of like I am the table or this
yeah,
pops me, this you work me, all that stuff. It's funny to have that vernacular and like see like every kind of community has these words, and like it's heartwarming to me not to get
absolutely.
all.
It's love. It's nice to have like those crossover connections and like imagine yourself just having that community of people who can like speak your language and who understand what you're saying and who can enjoy the same things with you. Like that's genuinely one of the best parts of community is that you're eventually going to find crossover with other things that you enjoy.
Yeah,
And then you can have like this big group of friends and just you can talk about some of the cool shit, especially when it happens in real time, like with wrestling
yeah,
events and everything.
yeah. When you have like, because like on my personal Discord, we have like those watch alongs. Like we'll watch like a Dragon Gate or a New Japan show, legally, allegedly,
Mhm. Of course,
allegedly,
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 allegedly.
allegedly, allegedly.
And like like having like the real time feedback from these other dudes who I've been like we've been talking for years and years about this stuff, whose opinions I respect, and like we're just like chopping it up about like damn, like looking at this Dragon Gate show, oh look at that move, holy shit, and all all that stuff, and like it's cool to have that community, and like a lot of times when I talk to people who are also wrestling fans, there's like a palpable feeling of like loneliness to them, because a lot of the times like you run into these people who feel like they can't express their fandom the way they want to only online because like they don't feel like they can share this with other people in their own life. So like I kind of feel happy that I not only do I have like an online group of friends where I can be like, "Oh, okay, I can just say this shit and like people will get it right away," but also have it like in my life with like my sibling and my cousins, just like be able to like just drop in like, hey, you were watching, and like we just like boot up like one of the old Nintendo 64 games or GameCube games and just like go to town. Their Reckoning 2 is awesome, and just like it's cool to have their community. And I know, and whenever I like hear like one of these wrestling fans say like they're lonely and like they don't feel like they have anybody like that, I like go to them and say like, hey, we're a community here. If you're feeling like you're alone, you're not alone. And
Hmm.
I always feel like as far as the wrestling fan groups go, like it's so open and varied that, and there's so many people that have that same kind of experience of loneliness that you don't have to feel like you're so alone. And I know like that's this is getting pretty preachy, but like, yeah, if anybody's listening to this, I know like I talk to everybody that this watches different things, and Ortiz is over here sharing all this stuff about like how he loves WWE, but he also like watches the British Indies and all this stuff. You don't have to feel like you're alone in liking what you like. You don't have to feel alone because you're not alone. Sorry
Nope.
to be like Mr.
There's plenty
Rogers.
of people out there. No, you're good. There's plenty of people out there who like the same things you like. You just gotta know where to look. I mean, if you're big into anime, go to like anime forums or anime clubs if there are any nearby. Shoot, again, shout out Uneven Edge. They have recreated almost one to one the Adult Swim forums that have like all of the anime stuff. Like I'm frequent in there. If you want to just talk crazy nonsense that nobody will understand, but people will still play along, the incoherent babbling forums are there. Like it's available to you. If you're autistic like I am, Lonely Planet is another good one. And there's all kinds of different places. Like if you're into like anything at all, there is a space for you. You just got to know where to look.
Yeah.
And and yeah, it's like you're not alone. You are not alone in your likes, you are not alone in your dislikes, and you are not alone in your thoughts and feelings. There are people who share those feelings out there, and you just gotta know where to find them. And I'm glad like we were able to find ours.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm happy. Like I'm happy that I could just to go to like whatever backstage breaking kayfabe thing. I could just DM you on like on Bodega Hive and just say, hey, brother, and we able to get this show put together. And I'm honored to have you on, man. I listened to your radio show. You wanna tell people about that radio show?
Oh yeah. So right now it's on summer hiatus. I'm taking the summer semester off, but we will be back in the fall for August. Ortiz on the air. It is on 88.5 WTTU, the Nest. If you're in the Middle Tennessee listening area, you can listen to us on 88.5 FM. If you are not, you can listen to us live on RDIO or RDIO.to/WTTU or just Google WTTU. You'll find the communications section. There'll be a listen live button. You can listen there. But I am on Fridays at 5 p.m. Central Time, starting on the fall semester around August. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. I am Ortiz on air on Spill, so you can find me there. Shout out to Spill. They are fantastic. They're much better like Twitter than Twitter has any right to be. At this point, that is. But you can find me on there again at Ortiz on air and follow along with hashtag Ortiz on the air.
Yeah. I usually like to end my dinners with dessert. So like, what's your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert, well, yeah, I used to enjoy a good key lime pie. That
Mm,
stuff was like crack to me.
yeah.
That stuff was so good.
Yeah. Is,
I can't have it anymore because gastric bypass surgery,
oh,
unfortunately. But on the bright side, I have lost like over 150 pounds.
that's
So,
what's up,
mm,
man. Hey, keep it going, bro.
thing to
Keep
do
it
with the
going.
bad.
Hey, we need you around, man. We need you around. Keep your head up.
Um,
Keep losing that weight. Try to get sexy
absolutely.
because I think it's gonna be a OT summer. Just gonna try to tap in on
Ah,
this.
on the air summer, baby. Let's
Let's
go.
go. And you know what? Because this is a this is a good situation. I just want to bring the congregation up and just ask Brother Ortiz to come up and tell us what your rainbow would say.
My rainbow would say, be the toughest son of a bitch you can and give those that have told you you would never amount to anything the middle finger.
Damn, that's fire. That's fire, man. Thank you for coming on with me. I appreciate you. Shout out to Bodega Hive. Shout out to the Victory Light. Shout out to the Bodega
Yeah.
Boys. You know how it is. Thank you so much, man.